Okay, guys, this is a beauty channel, but I just needed to touch on this story. I do once a week, I do talk about current events. Um, this situation is really bothering me. In addition to the story, the police involved shooting with Sonia, this is another story that's bothering me, and this is a warning to my parents out there. You guys you're gonna start getting charged along with your kids. This is a trend right now with the prosecution, and I haven't seen anybody talk about this, but I just want to point to a couple of examples. The little boy that shot his teacher in PA, 6 years old. The mom went to jail. Nobody really talked about that because I don't think the media wants to scare people, but I will. Because if y'all don't get scared a little bit, I think you guys are not going to really think about the gravity of what some of your kids are capable of. The little boy's mom, she didn't secure the weapon. They charged her with negligence and she went to jail. There's another story out of New York right now. A 17-year-old boy was driving without a license, a BMW that his parents purchased for him. The school called the parents and told them he was driving. They didn't do anything about it. There's a lot of things you can do to a BMW and stop it. You could get it repoed. There's a lot of things they could have done to prevent that. He was driving one day with a 14-year-old girl as a passenger. He got into an accident because he was driving over 100 miles per hour in Queens. Got into an accident. She was ejected from the vehicle and subsequently passed away. They charged the father, I believe. He only got probation for 3 years and then a parenting class. That's still going to be on his record, though. Another story about a school shooter. I forgot his name, but his two parents got charged. The day he was actually going to commit the school shooting, they called the mom to come and pick him up. And she refused to come because she said she was at work. Even though they told her he was suffering for some sort of mental crisis, she didn't show up. They both, father and mom, went to jail. In this particular situation, that is not the 12-year-old girl, that is the 8-year-old girl. The 12-year-old girl suffocated the 8-year-old girl over an electronic device. She waited till the 8-year-old fell asleep, suffocated her, cleaned up after her. I subsequently found out in the story, you can go and watch the news story, that it was a tipster who let the police know that there was a camera in the room. The grandmother who both were staying with did not let the police know about the camera. She subsequently, I believe, will probably get charged as well. They probably have to figure out what they need to charge her with because she didn't tell the police about the camera. That's how they found out that the 12-year-old girl cleaned up. Everything was revealed. Now, if there was no camera, the mom of the 8-year-old would have never known so this is going to tear the family apart. But a 12-year-old being capable of that, I think there needs to be a thorough investigation of the parents. The grandmother definitely should go to jail. And I think the mom and dad may need to look at some jail time too. Because I don't understand how she would covet an electronic device so much. Something about this doesn't seem right. When I mentioned this in a comment, people attacked me and said, oh, well, your parents should go to jail too if you ever did anything wrong. And my mother told me straight up when I was a kid, she said, if you ever got in trouble with the law, I would turn you in myself. That's the kind of mother I grew up with. In addition, I see a trend of public school teachers quitting. It's in numbers. If you want to do some research on it, do it. But there's a large trend of public school teachers quitting because parents, they're being abused by students in a school and the parents are not taking responsibility for their kids. There was a video a couple of months ago of a high school student beating up a black woman teacher. Now, my best friend was a public school teacher for many years. She taught math to middle schoolers, and she taught high risk middle schoolers. So people who they thought would never pass a standardized test. My best friend was a brilliant math teacher. She was able to make kids pass tests that nobody thought they could pass. And they lost her because they refused to stand with her, the administration, the parents, and this is what's going on. And I feel like nobody is really saying, like, that's an emergency. This is a problem. America's public schools, just education in general, lags behind the entire planet. And we think this is cute. Not everybody needs to be an influencer. A lot of these kids, that's all they want to do. They want to be Kai Sanat. And there's nothing wrong with being Kai Sanat. But not every one of you guys are going to get to his level. We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need civil engineers. We need doctors, lawyers. I'm concerned. And some of you guys, some of your parents are going to learn the hard way where you're going to be doing time with your kids. And you don't think this is a trend. I've mentioned several stories where parents are taking time for their kids. Not for, because you really assisted in the crime. In this story, the grandmother needs to be thoroughly investigated, and so should the 12-year-old's mom and dad, because something is off that she was able to do that and then went to sleep after doing what she did. She had no remorse. It looks like she planned it. So this is a warning to my parents out there, even the good parents, because sometimes you just can't control what your kids do. And I obviously know that, but they're going to start investigating y'all too and giving y'all jail time if they find that you were negligent and you assisted in your kids, deviant behaviors. So be careful out there, y'all. It's a warning. And I just want to say, God rest that little 8-year-old girl. So I'm sorry she had to go out and suffer like that with her cousin, because this is going to tear the family apart. This story is very disturbing. Be careful, parents.